Hi, this is Matt Mountain with Sikich, and this is a short video to show off some of the capabilities of the Salesforce Service Cloud. Many people knew Salesforce back in the day focused around the sales aspect, but there's a tremendous amount of service capabilities available in the platform, and that's what we're going to walk you through. So what you're looking at here is an application. I've called it Service, and we are going to be using the console view, and I'll be showing that to you. For those of you familiar with Salesforce, you may often see a lot of tabs up top here. Well, in this case, from a console standpoint, it works a little bit different, but the nice thing is every user can specify what kind of format they want, from page layouts to the actual application. Now, just to show off some of the capabilities here, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and create a new case. Cases are used for client issues. And so let's just go ahead and create a new case. And subject is international shipping. Do you ship to Europe? Question mark. Now, from a case origin standpoint, what you can see here is that there's a variety of ways cases can be received. Phone, of course, is a common one. But you can also set up email to case, where they can email a certain email address and it comes in as a case. You could set up chat on your website. You could set up a community for your customers, partners. And then there's also social media. Based upon somebody out there complaining an issue, those can be brought in also. So let's just say we're going to use phone for this. And is there a general question? No, not at this time. But what we're going to do is we're going to associate it to Mountain Star Healthcare and to Bart Scott at Mountain Star Healthcare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save that. So I've just added a new case to the system. Now this is the console view. And the reason why I wanted to show that to you is it's different than your traditional Salesforce sales screen. On the left side here, we've just got some high-level information about the case details. But what you can see is there's a component about the contact details, the account details, and should there be any work orders or files. Now here in the center, what we've got is three sub-tabs, as I like to call them. Feed, account info, and details. So feed allows you to see everything that's been going on with this case. So any updates that are made, they'll be reflected right here. You can also send an email out to the customer or to the person that submitted the case from here. You may want to post a chatter. You may want to update some notes on the case. Based upon what they're calling in about, it actually might be a sales opportunity too. You may want to create a new task or actually schedule a work order for somebody to go out and do the work. Now, when we look at the account information, what we are able to see here is the impact of this case on this client. How many cases do we have with the main contact? Are there any sales opportunities that are open right now? What other contacts are associated with this account that we may have been working with? And are there any assets that we have that they own that we have provided that we want to be able to track? We can also take a look at the Details tab here. And the Details tab is a lot of the information that we provided by submitting the case. Now, one of the things that you've got the capability to do is assignment rules. Based upon the type of issue, we may want to route it to this team instead of that team, based upon the part of the country, based upon the client, based upon whatever. You can set up these assignment rules so that when it gets entered, the rule assigns it to the right person. What you'll also see here is that there's an entitlement, and the entitlement is premium service. I didn't type that in, but what it did was it looked up to the client and said that we have committed to a premium service for them. And based upon that entitlement, that's going to drive behaviors within the system. Looking to the right here, what you're going to see is we've got milestones. So we've actually got 3 milestones. We need to respond within an hour, propose a solution within 2, and close the case within 4. Now, those might be a little unrealistic based upon the type of issue, but This is a demo. So what we are going to do is, because we've received it and we've started to work on it, we're going to go in here and mark this as completed. Now what you're going to see is this is now completed, and now what we've got is 2 more that need to be followed up on. Now, one of the things that the system also has is escalation rules. Based upon the what's due when, all that being driven by the entitlement, we can have escalations in place. So I'm supposed to propose a solution in 2 hours. We may get to the hour 45 mark, and if I haven't done that yet, it gets escalated to my manager. Another set of eyes to help me stay focused and get my work done. It could also be that maybe I got assigned a case and I'm out, and we need somebody else to be notified of this so that we can make sure it's followed up on. Of course, if I'm going to be out for a while, I'm going to want to put that in the system so that cases don't get routed to me. But if by accident I don't do that, we definitely want another set of eyes to see that. So that's how escalation rules can support the milestones, all that supporting the entitlements. Now, one of the other things we've got here on the right is knowledge. Knowledge is an application within Service Cloud that allows you to standardize knowledge. Knowledge for your call center agents, knowledge for clients. You definitely want to have a very solid process in place as to who's writing, who's approving, and who's publishing these knowledge articles. If you don't, you're going to have multiple people submitting the same knowledge article, maybe with different answers or different approaches. And that can lead to a lot of conflict and confusion, both internally and externally. Now, in this case, we can see that there's a knowledge article here. And as I click this drop-down arrow, you can see that I've got several capabilities. I can attach the article to the case. I can insert a URL into an email and be able to send that out to the client, letting them know that, hey, click on this link and you'll be able to access our knowledge, and that can help you solve the problem. Or I could insert the article into the email and send it out also. So knowledge is very important, again, both for your internal ramp up of clients, of your call center agents, as well as getting that information out to your clients. Okay, so let's pretend I send an email out to them, and a day's gone by and I haven't heard from them, and I want to get my case closed because that's how I'm measured. What you're going to see down here is on the bottom here is we've got what's called macros. And macros are the ability to click a button and have multiple things happen. So in this case, what we want to do is we want to remind the customer to respond. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at what this is first before we do it. So I'll just click this down. So what we're going to do is, for this macro, in terms of reminding the customer to respond, what we're going to do is we're going to send an email. And it's going to, the subject is going to be service customer reminder. And the body is going to be much more detailed, and we're going to submit that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go in and update the case action. So there's a status of, right now it's new. We're going to change it to waiting on customer. And then we're going to create a new task to follow up with the customer 1 day from today. So let's go back into our case here. Let's go down here to the macro, and let's go ahead and run the macro. Now, when we run the macro, you can see that it's working behind the scenes. And again, the idea behind macros is to make your call center, your service agents, more productive, be able to do things quicker. So in this case, we have just done everything, and you can see now that we are done. So when we go in here and we see any updates, we can see that an email was sent to Bart that looks like this. We can see that the case status was updated. It used to be new, and now it's waiting on customer. and then we've created a task to follow up with them tomorrow. So again, that's how macros can be used, and I'm a huge fan of them because it's a great way to automate and to make your service agents more productive. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here into the next tab, and what you're looking at is a community. Now, this is a website, if you will, that could either be authenticated or unauthenticated. So you may want to give access to customers or partners to be able to work with you better, to be able to access information that the general public can't get. Or you may want it unauthenticated, where in this case, this is unauthenticated. So I'm just going to come in here as a person, go into their contact us, and I'm going to say, is my personal information secure? Is it? Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and submit it. So now let's go ahead and submit it. Now before I do though, I can see here that, hey, there's an article here, is my personal information secure? So instead of having to submit, I may want to look at that knowledge article first. Again, we talked about knowledge articles for your service agents, but it can also be exposed out to customers and partners. In this case, I didn't see it, so I'm going to go ahead and submit it. Okay, so you're going to see that the case was created and they're going to get back to me soon. So now let's go back to the view of the service agent and let's go into the cases here. And what we are going to do is I want to look at all cases. And we're going to see that there's a new case called Is My Personal Information Secure? So let's pull that one up. Okay. Now when we look at it, because this was an unauthenticated site, it may or may not have all the information about the contact or the account. If they're logging into an authenticated community that Salesforce provides, we would know who they are and a lot more information could be provided here. Okay. So now what I want to do is let's go back to the community here, and I want to chat with an expert. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you a little bit about how chatbots work and a little bit about how, from a servicing standpoint, how your agents can work with people on the web. So let's go ahead and chat with an expert. So what we're going to do here is we'll just put, let's see, my name is John Smith, and I'm going to say that the subject is order information. So I got a question about order information. So what this chat bot is doing is, by the way, I'm not working with a human. I'm just communicating with the chat bot. So based upon what I typed in, yes, I would like to review recent orders and which order. I'd like to see more information about that order. And again, this is all coded behind the scenes. This is all, no human is involved. Okay, so I've got information about my order, but now I want to chat with a live person. So I got some information, but I didn't get everything that I needed. So it's being transferred. Now you just heard that sound, and what that sound is doing is alerting the agent that there is somebody that would like to chat with them, John Smith. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that. When I accept it as the internal agent, by default, a note was sent. Hi, John. How can I help you? And you can see it right here. So now John is going to say, my orders are confusing. Might have heard a little noise. We come over here, we can see exactly what they chatted, and then we're just going to chat back, too bad. And send it. And then you can see there it is. So what we're just showing you high level is how you can use chat also from a servicing standpoint. So I'm just going to go ahead and close this out. And we'll just close the chat. Okay. So now what I'd like to show you is, let's go back here to this case. And again, it's associated to Bart Scott at Mountain Healthcare. Okay. And what we would like to do is we would like to talk to them about this, because really want to get a better handle on, the situation and all that. So what we've got the ability to do is to leverage the CTI, the phone integration. Now in this case, I want to be able to call Bart Scott. So what I could do here is just simply click on this number.
You have reached HCA Mountain Division and Mountain Star Healthcare. Press 1.
Okay, so I didn't reach him. I got a voicemail. So in this case, then what pops up here on the right is log a call. So I logged a call. I called Bart, and the comments were no answer. And do I want to call back? Yeah, I want to call back tomorrow. And the call result was I left a voicemail. Again, everything I'm showing you can be customized based upon what you want. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save that with the follow-ups to create tasks and to be able to track everything without having to dial a phone. It can read the number and dial it for you. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to go to dashboards. So in this case, dashboards are a graphical view of reports that are important to you. What we're looking at here is a service dashboard that provides a lot of different reports behind the scenes. Now what we're looking at is first-time resolution, open cases by status, handle time, just a number of different metrics that may be important to you. But again, the idea behind this is if this is not here, you've got the ability to create new reports, to be able to put them in the dashboard, to be able to have multiple dashboards based upon what you're looking for. So in summary, Service Cloud is a lot more than just tracking issues. It's really driving productivity by your agents. It can be used both to improve your service, but also increase revenue. Because a lot of times, solving a case and really helping out the client timely is going to not only lead to future revenue, but based upon what they're calling in about, there may actually be a solution that you could sell them that would solve this going forward. And again, with Salesforce, you don't need to do everything at once. You can start with basic cases and add more and more on. I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to reach out to us, please contact us at sikich.com/contact-us or at 877-279-1900. Thanks.